Hi guys, so the two movies that we're gonna be talking about this week are Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind and Princess Mononoke. So both of these movies actually deal a lot with like nature, feminism, and like non-violence, I guess. So in the first movie, it takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world where actually like everything was ruined by man's 7-day fire. So that's like humans created a fire that ended up destroying the world, and now this is like the society that the movie takes place in. And there's like this big jungle called the toxic jungle, which is like it's like covered with giant insects and like toxic air, and yeah. And so there begins this war between the Tomikians and the because they're trying to interfere with the Valley of the Wind. And so that's what the movie kind of revolves around. So the main character of the movie is Nausicaa, and she's the princess of the Valley of the Wind, and she's actually a woman. So in the movie, she has like a connection with the jungle and the insects and like nature, and it's kind of like she's able to connect and understand with it in a way that the other humans aren't, and that's why she is more willing to coexist and kind of like she's less violent towards the like the dangers of the jungle. She's more understanding about them. And so yeah, so anyways, her dad ends up getting he dies, and then Princess Nausicaa is taken hostage, but then when she's on the plane ends up crashing, and she ends up at the bottom of the jungle, where she realizes that the air is actually breathable after it's been filtered like through the trees. And um yeah, so then she receives news um that there's an attack being planned against the Valley of the Wind. So the Valley of the Wind is supposed to be like a really peaceful place, but they're trying to get a stampede of ohms to go and like destroy it. And in order to prevent that, she realizes that she has to return a baby ohm back to the ohm to the other ohms, so that they won't be angered and they'll stop trying to attack the Valley of the Wind. So while doing that, she has to sacrifice herself, and she ends up getting shot. And then when she's gonna give it the baby back to the ohms, it's a stampede, so she gets like trampled. But after she's able to return the baby ohm, the ohms bring her back to life. So she's resurrected, and the Valley of the Wind is saved. So this kind of also shows God vegetation qualities, because despite the fact that Nausicaa dies, she does it like for a good cause, and it ends up allowing life to continue in the Valley of the Wind. And yeah, it's like for a good cause. And so also in this movie, there's a prophecy that is that the warrior wearing blue shall walk on a golden field and save them from destruction. But throughout this movie, it's just kind of assumed that the prophecy is speaking about a man. But once Nausicaa is resurrected, it's learned that the prophecy was actually talking about her, which was a woman. So that's where we kind of see like hints of feminism here and there. And of course, she's a warrior, and she has like this almost supernatural connection with nature, and in the end she ends up being their savior. So in the movie, like the woman character is portrayed as strong and like independent. And then um I mean, I guess part of the moral of the story or moral of the movie is that the Nausicaa's purpose is to help the humans learn that they need to coexist with the jungle and the animals in it, or like the insects in it, rather than trying to go against each other all the time. So that's the first movie. And then in the second movie, which was Princess Mononoke. So this movie begins with the main character, and his name is Ashitaka, and he's like trying to fight this like demonic possessed evil boar, but he ends up being like cursed, and his arm gets infected with the demon. And so in order to heal himself and heal his body from like this demonic energy that's in it, um the wise woman in the town tells him that he needs to head west, but that it's almost as if he's banished because the people from the town have to pretend that he died, so they can't like he's essentially banished from the town, and he has to leave and find the cure for the like his demonic arm. So he makes it to Iron Town, where he learns, or he meets Lady Abashi. And so Lady Abashi is like kind of like the villain, but also like not the villain, because the things that she does in the movie have a good reason behind them. So um Lady Abashi actually like has caused or like taken part in a lot of deforestation in order to get iron. She's destroying the iron forest to get iron for the town and wood and stuff like that. But like the reason that she's kind of seen as the villain is because she wants to take over everything and take over the world, rather than coexist with the animals in the forest and live in peace. But then Ashitaka learns that the boars are planning to attack the humans and attack the town. And so Ashitaka has to try to prevent this. Then Akoto, which is the Akoto is the god of the forest, I think. And he turns into a boar and becomes possessed, but then he's decapitated. But once they return the head back of the forest god to the forest spirits, everything comes back to life. And so there we also see the concept of the god of vegetation, because through his death, life was born like in the forest. But yeah, in this movie there's also besides Lady Abashi, who like does essentially portray the role of a powerful woman, there's Princess Mononoke, and she is a human, but she doesn't like the humans because she also similarly to Nausicaa, she also has a connection with nature and believes that they should learn, like humans and like the animals and the trees should all learn to coexist. And she obviously is against the war that's like a kind of building up between Irontown and the forest and the animals. But at the end of the day, everything like in both movies, they it ends up working out. So the humans end up learning that they need to coexist with nature. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Bye.